Close inspection. John Goodman jurors get a first-hand look today at the vehicles involved in the fatal collision that now has him on trial. Good evening, I'm Michael Williams.
I'm Shannon Cakin tonight for Kelly Dunn. Thanks so much for staying with us here. Key prosecution evidence in this case against John Goodman took jurors outside the jury box today. News Channel 5's Jay Cashmere is live from outside the Palm Beach County Courthouse right now with details. Jay?
Shannon, as you mentioned, the two pieces of evidence that will likely stand out in the jurors' minds were the two vehicles that were involved in this crash. And today, the mangled wreckage of both vehicles were brought to the Palm Beach County Courthouse. Jurors had an opportunity to see firsthand, face-to-face, to look inside these vehicles, look at the extensive damage that occurred on that fateful night in 2010. The jurors were shown the Bentley driven by John Goodman that slammed into the Hyundai driven by Scott Wilson. The Hyundai was pushed into a canal where Wilson later died. In testimony today, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Deputy Troy Snellgrove told how Goodman smelled of alcohol when he talked to him after the crash. The traffic investigators said Goodman had slurred speech and bloodshot eyes. The jurors also heard the 911 calls. The first one you're about to hear is from a passerby who saw Wilson's car. And then the other 911 call you're about to hear is Goodman's call 54 minutes after the crash.
911, police or paramedic.
Hi, I just called about 2 seconds ago reporting just a broken down car on the side of the road with metal everywhere on 120th and Lake Worth Road.
Are you talking about the black Bentley?
We're on the way.
Okay.
And we just noticed there's a car in the canal, upturned in the canal, like underneath all the water.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Is everybody okay?
I'm not sure, sir. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm a little hurt, but it's horrible. Do you know is everybody okay?
I don't know, sir. Let me just try to update this, okay?
Now, it was pointed out to the jury that Goodman's Bentley weighed 5,600 pounds compared to Wilson's Hyundai, which weighed in at 3,600 pounds. And from the images of those two cars, you could see the weight differential and the impact points on each of the cars there. I want to welcome in News Channel 5 legal analyst Michelle Suskow. What was interesting today, when Troy Snellgrove was on the stand, the defense had a chance to cross-examine him. Roy Black was not up there. It was Mark Shapiro. Why was that?
Well, there really has a division of labor here. Just like on the state side, there's a division of labor between the two different state attorneys. The same thing. And it looks like what Mark Shapiro is doing more of the technical witnesses. And you said you saw Roy Black really yesterday doing the fact witnesses. Roy Black really is the lead counsel, but it's a team effort. And on a case this big, this complicated, they're really going to divide and conquer because you really get better coverage that way with the witnesses and the cross-examination.
It was a huge day for the state. What's left for the state?
Well, what's left is some very important evidence. You have several more police officers. You're going to have the toxicologist, which is going to talk about the blood alcohol level and what the state is going to relate it back as to what they believe John Goodman's blood alcohol level was at the time of the crash, which they're going to claim was much higher than 3 hours after when it was drawn, plus the nurse that took his blood and potentially an engineer. So we're going to hear some from, a variety of witnesses that still are going to really allow the state to give another 1-2 punch.
And in 30 seconds left, the defense has a lot of work ahead of them. They need a good expert to testify against what Troy Snellgrove said today, to refute a lot of what he said. What's next for the defense?
Absolutely do not count the defense out here, because they are going to have their experts who are going to really support what Roy Black said in his opening statement, talking about the concussion, talking about the Bentley having sudden acceleration, talking about the amount of alcohol. There is going to be a lot of evidence, and this case is going to go well into next week.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
Oh, yes.
Suskow, News Channel 5 legal analyst. Michelle, thank you very much. A lot more testimony to come at the top of the hour. Michael, we'll toss it back to you in the studio.
Jay, thank you.